he's not as hype as everyone thought. I don't like them. I don't like anything to do with the family. I think they're sketchy. I think they're shady. And I don't see really a reason to come back next year and give him that big of an opportunity and that big of a payday. It would almost be more fun and more satisfying for me to just leave him in the dust and make him fight till he's 25-0 if he gets that far, to get the same payday that he was getting in his 8th fight. I question everything about that family. And when you throw, this kid is 22, right? So when you throw a 22-year-old in who he's never accomplished anything himself, the only reason he's anything is because of his brother. So when you throw in that, you're fighting me. I'm a scary guy to fight. The shit talk, the pressure, all of this, I think he cracked and looked and tried to find a way out. 100%. I truly believe that in the deepest bones of my body. And it's just unfortunate. Yeah, I got the news early Friday morning when it was pretty much a done deal. And my manager, Nikisa, had already spoken to Tyron, who was willing to step up. And I believe, later that evening or the next day, we already had the contract signed from Tyron. There was the business side of it, the showtimes and Nikisa, who they were weighing all the options. And I was like, yo, no, like, we need to do this fight. Throw whoever in there. And because the way I looked at it was, let's see. Okay, they move it to January, they move it to February. Well, Tommy's gonna find an excuse then to not do the fight. So this guy, like, on to the next one. I mean, I was just like, the show must go on. I'll fight anybody, anyone, anytime, any place. I say that. Our team says that, and we mean it. That's the difference. Is the shit I say, I mean it. And I think a lot of these fighters, they just say stuff just to say stuff. I have a responsibility to put on this show for my fans. I wanted to fight 3 times this year, and every fighter on the undercard, imagine them getting the call being like, oh, the event's canceled. Like, that sucks for everybody. A lot of these boxers live paycheck to paycheck, fighting, and they need this in their life. So I had to step up to the plate, and I didn't care who it was that they threw me in there with. Yeah, I mean, Tyron was the immediate go-to. He had been training, and again, last fight was massive, had a ton of hype around it, and there was unanswered questions. So he was really the perfect person to throw in there. Tyron deserves a lot of credit for stepping in here. Some people are even more excited to see me fight Tyron again, and there's unanswered questions. That's why the slogan for the fight is "Leave no doubt." I've gotten so much better in this training camp, and I'm going to leave no doubt. I want to knock this guy out, and we can move on from there. But for the Furies, it's an embarrassment. They said, oh, we'll fight Jake with a broken rib. We'll fight Jake with a chest infection. We'll fight Jake with our arms tied behind our back. And then when it actually came to fighting me, they pulled out. So, it sucks, but it is what it is. The story has been people making excuses every which way about my fights. So I sort of don't care what people have to say or if the respect is there. The bottom line is I got to go in and knock this guy out. That's my job, and I plan on doing so. And we'll see what happens afterwards, but I could really care less because no one has ever wrote my checks or, the haters never paid my bills. Last fight showed, okay, Jake's not just going in there and knocking Tyron out. There's a lot of things to work on. I didn't fight my best fight for sure, so it wasn't even my best night, but there was a lot of things to work on, and we did that this camp. We went 10 times harder. I've sparred almost 200 rounds since that fight and changed up a lot of details. Diet, it was one of the big things. I really stopped eating as many carbs. We brought in a nutritionist, and he tweaked every little thing, and I'm 10 pounds lighter than I was going into the last fight. So I'm feeling faster, but also stronger at the same time. Man, me, I like to make things more interesting all the way across the board. You know, there's been this rumor going around about a no knockout clause in my contracts, which someone started and everyone else ran with. You know, people are like sheep. They just believe anything they read or see, and they go whichever way the crowd is going. So that's been a rumor that is completely untrue. I would be in jail for rigging fights. It's illegal. And so we just wanted to squash that rumor right away. And from now on, we will be giving bonuses to my opponents if they can knock me out, because we want to incentivize them and prove to the media that, you know, all of this, prove to the media and to the world that all of these rumors aren't true. For me, the biggest thing to gain is proving people wrong from last time that thought he won, which is hilarious, including the judge who made it a split decision. Clearly, he was at some different fight. But now I'm just going to back that up and go and knock this guy out. And it just goes to show that when I say anyone, anytime, any place, I mean it. And most fighters aren't like that. And for me to take whoever, wherever, whenever, this early on in my career, doing 8-round fights in my 5th fight, it's unheard of. So people just need to realize how serious I take this and how a lot of these other professional fighters don't train as hard as me. They're not as prepared as me. And like Tommy Fury, he pulled out of the fight because of, you know, some silly little thing. I fought with a broken nose. I fought sick. The list goes on. So the last fight against Tyron, I had a hyperextended elbow. Didn't say anything. Why? Because it doesn't matter. I'm still going to go in there and find a way to win. So that's my motivation, is win.